Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled, you drink pour, tap in, tap the fuck in. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Out here wild, out here going crazy. Tap in, tap the fuck in. What we on today, Mr. Roll Up? Y'all know what time it is, man. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Damn, Mr. Roll Up, you got dark as hell. Type of time you be on. Hey, look, in the summer, I get dark. In the winter, I get light. It's the melanin in me, baby. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Y'all hear the wild. They telling y'all to tap in, tap the fuck in. Y'all heard that. Blunt roll and drink pour. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get to that drink pour when I get into my part of this commentary. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Nah, y'all probably like, yeah, we didn't heard about this situation, Mr. Roll Up. What you got new coming through? Hey, look, I'm going to start this from the top for the people in the back that don't know what's going on. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Listen, right? When you go to jail, you there until the judge lets you out. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's get it, right? Nah. You know what? I ain't even gonna say shit. I'm gonna just let y'all listen to it, and then I'm gonna go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Massive manhunt underway as police search for 9 inmates who escaped from a jail in New Orleans. Officials believe the inmates may have gotten help from inside the sheriff's department. 10 total inmates escaped the Orleans Parish Jail, but one has already been captured. Another inmate believed to have escaped was actually found in another cell. Officials discovered the inmates were missing this morning, but now police say they escaped around midnight. All of the men are accused of violent crimes. At least one of them has been convicted of murder, and another faces a second-degree murder charge. New photos from inside the jail show a toilet ripped from the wall and handwritten messages saying, "Too easy and we innocent." The sheriff says the inmates escaped through the hole, climbed a jail wall, and ran across the interstate.
Some of the infrastructure, some of the fixtures were removed. We know that this could not be removed from the inside. So we are investigating that to see exactly who entered these areas, what kind of work was done, if there was work being done, and if this is an inside job.
Investigators say the inmates were able to get out of their cells because the locks were defective.
All right. Nah. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right. So, for the ones that didn't hear what's going on, right? 10 inmates escaped a Louisiana jail, right? Now, this happened about 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? They didn't already caught 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? I just showed y'all that video because that was the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened at the dead beginning of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was these guys, they had help from the inside. You know what I'm saying? So it was some inside workers that helped them out with this shit. They didn't do this on their own. You know what I'm saying? Now, they got a maintenance man that work on the tiers in the prison. They got him in custody. They said he helped them. You know what I'm saying? His argument is they intimidated me. They told me they'd stab me, they'd shank me up if I don't cut the water off. So his story is that the inmates told him that they need that water cut off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way that they can get out the jail. is if the water is cut off. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to pass through the lines or whatever. And if they pass through the lines, the water gonna shoot through them type shit. You know what I'm saying? So they needed the water cut off. You know what I'm saying, to be able to get out the jail type shit, right? So the maintenance man, he went there and cut the water off. He cut the water off. They snuck up out of it. They snuck up out of there. Got about that bitch, right? They get out of there. I don't know if y'all seen the video, but you can watch the video. You can see all of them running across the freeway to escape. You know what I'm saying? Nah, after they escaped, one of them got caught. The first one got caught right off the rip. How he get caught, Mr. Roll Up? He was sitting on the damn parking bench, broad daylight. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't shit up. Like, he didn't just escape jail. You know what I'm saying? So they caught his ass, brought him in. The second one, this motherfucker went live. He went live. He live streamed. Like what I'm doing right now. He live streamed. You know what I'm saying? They caught his ass right after that. Brought him in. The third one, right? I always drop that damn phone, man. But anyway, the third one, right? They took a picture with him. You know what I'm saying? It was a black cop and a white cop that had got him. The third one. They had him in the middle in handcuffs. One cop was on the left, one cop was on the right. They took a picture with him. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, they was just knocking them boys down left and right. So now here we is 2.5, 3 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? They done got 8 out of 10 of their asses. Right? Still 2 at large. Still to this very moment. 2 is at large. Derrick Groves and Antoine Massey. I did a little research on this Antoine Massey guy. Y'all know I don't do no research. I just go straight from here. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to know a little more about Antoine. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, I came from a time when I was a leader of my crew. So I know exactly what a leader looked like. You know what I'm saying? When I seen his face, I already knew he was the leader of the pack type shit. You know what I'm saying? So come to find out, this not his first time with escaping, which makes sense because escaping jail is not no easy thing to do. Jail, prison, whatever. That is not no easy task. If it was, a whole lot more people would escape every single day. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you really got to know what you doing. You really got to have a plan behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think you only got one time to do it. It's not like basketball or football. You keep practicing until you get better at it. Like, no, you only got one shot to execute this move. And if you don't do it right that one time, then your ass is booked. You know what I'm saying? This is another thing with escape, right? Hold up. When you go to jail, they automatically tell you if you escape, it's 5 years. Escape is 5 years, right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine if you just get sentenced to 1 year and you like, man, fuck that. I can't do this shit. I'm about to escape. And you escape or attempt to escape. Attempt escape. Like you didn't even make it out nothing. You attempted to escape. That is automatic 5 years. So just attempting it is automatic 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So you only got one shot at escaping. And you better escape. You know what I'm saying? That's why this is not done on a regular. Because it ain't that simple. You know what I'm saying? All right. Nah, all them guys that escaped, you heard what they said in the video. They all had violent crimes. I just said this before. Only motherfuckers that be in jail with cell phones, knives, tattooing shit, you know what I'm saying, trying to escape, and they're catching sexual assault charges on the cops or other inmates, blah blah blah, all of that reckless shit that you could do in prison. The ones that's doing it is the crash outs. I didn't say this months ago. Those are crash outs that do that type of stuff. People that's going home, they don't even be in the mix of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When you get so close to your out date, you don't even hang around them type of people. You know what I'm saying? That even be on anything, let alone be into anything. You don't even be around that shit. And you gotta think in prison, all y'all together. But when it's time for you to go home, oh, you find your space. You find your space. You know what I'm saying? So again, to all them guys that be in there doing that shit, I told y'all before, don't think that's how jail prison work. It don't. Them the crash outs that be doing this goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Jail is strictly a place for you to go sit down and do your time. Anything more than that, you get more time. Jail is a disciplinary place. It's not for no play, no none of that. It's no nothing. Your life is shut down. You know what I'm saying? All them privileges and all that shit you had that you was doing out here in the streets, that shit over with in there. That's the point of jail. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to escape, escape is the worst thing you can do. You better off stabbing up 3, 4 people on the yard right now in front of the cops. You know what I'm saying? Then trying to hop over that fence. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think how the system look at it. When you escape or try to escape, you are a threat not only to society, you are already labeled a threat to society. That's why you're an inmate. That's why you're captured. That's why you're in jail. That's why you've been processed. That's why you're booked. Because you're a threat to society. So they got to put you away from society. Then you was able to escape what they put you away from. Not only you a threat to society, now you a threat to the system. You already started out on that side with the civilians, with the community. You know what I'm saying? With civilization. You already started on that side. You did something bad to where you was labeled as a threat to those same people that you were amongst. Meaning you have to be punished for that because you are a threat to society. Now you get into their facility where they correct you at and you escape. Nah, that ain't how that work. Told y'all drink pour too. You know what I'm saying? And that thing is all the way to the rim. So don't say I'm on here perping the plan. That motherfucker filled to the rim. You feel me? So y'all know I ain't even went in yet. You feel me? Let me cook. How about that? How about that? Alright? With a situation like this, you gotta come blunt raw and drink pork right behind it. You have to with some shit like this. Because with those guys that escape, what they don't understand is now they put themselves in a position where they will never have a chance of coming home. Let me just go ahead and keep it real, right? Because just say like this, for the cases that they already in jail, they still in jail. They didn't even make it to prison yet, right? Let me throw that in there. They still in jail, meaning they still in the county jail. They still fighting a case. So as of right now, they had a chance, you know what I'm saying, to beat their case or get less time, whatever. They still in the jail process. They still in the courts process. They haven't even been sentenced yet. They haven't been convicted yet. They haven't took a plea. None of that. They still in process of fighting the actual case. And they already broke out. So guess what that means to the system? Maybe not to you personally, but guess what that means to the system? You're guilty. You're guilty because no matter how you feel, you do not let yourself out of jail. It's a whole court process for that. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Roller, you just not saying this. You know what I'm saying? Been a lot of other YouTubers been talking about this, blah blah blah. You piggybacking off of them. Bag it up. No, the fuck I'm not. Cause guess what? I got videos that I didn't been jumped on this case soon as it happened. So if you one of the types that only watch my lives or whatever, and you just thinking I'm piggybacking off some shit, you know what I'm saying? Go to my videos. I didn't did videos about this situation weeks ago when this shit happened, and I've been updating this shit as it been going on. This is just my first time reporting about it on a live, you feel me, type shit. But I've been speaking on this, you know what I'm saying? I got videos on this, you know, real talk. So I've been talking about this. This ain't nothing new, you know. But them boys not gonna come home. You know what I'm saying? For this reason right here. Like I said, the system look at them as they guilty. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, when they get the last two guys, they recapture all 10 of them. Guess what's gonna happen? They gonna try and get them first eight that they caught. They want them to tell on the last two, Derrick Rose and Antoine Massey. Make sure y'all remember I said this. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try and have them first eight turn on the last two, because if y'all paying attention, Derrick Rose and Antoine Massey is the leaders of this shit. That's why they where they at and they still free. You know what I'm saying? This was they play. They put this shit together from the jump. You know, and I said Antoine Massey is the leader, right? But you know what? Let me go ahead and double think that it might be Derrick Rose. He might be the leader. Why you say that, Mr. Roller? Listen, that man been quiet ever since. Ain't nobody heard nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? But Antoine, he didn't went live a couple days ago. I made video talking about that. Soon as he went live, I jumped on that. You know what I'm saying? And I said what I said then. So, like I said, what I'm saying ain't nothing new, you know? And I speak on this because I've been to prison. I know how the system works. You know what I'm saying? And what type of shit they be on, you know? So it kind of turned my attention off of Antoine, Antonio, whatever his name is, Antoine. You know what I'm saying? It kind of turned my attention off of him a little bit. Look harder at Derrick Rose because we ain't heard nothing from him. At least Antoine Massey then they hopped on live. They went and raided the house that he was recording his videos at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go follow up on their case if you have it, you know. But they on the last two guys right now. You know what I'm saying? And the Antoine dude, he literally just made an Instagram live. He went live on Instagram like 2 days ago. No lie. You know what I'm saying? And he on there saying basically they locked him up uh, for the wrong reason. He innocent, all type of shit. You know, they helped him get up out of there. They let him out of there. All of this shit. He feel like he shouldn't be locked up because they lying. The system corrupt. Blah 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 blah. Right. So not only he went live saying all that shit, he like, Hey, I'm calling on Lil Wayne, Meek Mill, Donald Trump, Kim Kardashian. I need y'all help. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of time you on, bro? Everybody know that the police is on the internet. Everybody know the internet is the police. Everybody know that. So how the fuck you jump on Instagram Live, popping your shit, then trying to embarrass the system at the same time? You already got the system looking for you. Just in case y'all didn't know, they put a $20,000 bounty on both of their heads. Derrick Grove and Antoine Massey. After they caught the first 8 of them, they got them easy. But the last two, they can't catch them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So they put a 20K bounty on their head, 20K a piece. A week went by. They like, oh, okay. Ain't nobody said nothing. We still ain't caught them. Raised it to 50,000. Now it's 50,000 a piece. You know what I'm saying? On their head. Like they want them boys for real, and they gonna get them. You know what I'm saying? Now they got all type of bounty hunters on that ass too. Y'all know how the bounty hunters come and they land in bushes, grass, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And with Antoine Massey, he know better than this. He done been in jail. He know how this shit go. So why the fuck would he escape and then turn around and jump on Instagram Live? Not a video he uploaded to Instagram, alive, right where he at that very moment. Like they can't ping them towers and find his ass. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, I made a video about that too. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is pre-recorded. So I'm not saying nothing new, you know? And my point of what I got to say about him is I feel like he surrendered. He's surrendering, but he not turning himself in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he telling them like, you know what? All right, I give up. Y'all got me, but I'm not just about to come out with my hands up. Y'all gonna have to come get me. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, let me get this word out here. Let me tell the world that I'm innocent. Type shit. You feel me? Logan Voris. Where you from, brother? I'm from Detroit, Michigan. West Side, 7 Mile. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? But um what dog, you know, like I said, Antoine Massey, you know, he from I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to Charlotte, man. Shout out. You know, Ashley, what time is it there? What is at the 8 o'clock? Yeah. So it's like 8:30, some shit like that. My family's from Detroit and Cincinnati. Hey, from the D to the O, stand up. You feel me? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. You know? But look, right? Let me get back to business. It's starting to rain and shit out here, so I gotta wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? But look, right? Antoine Massey surrendered. You know what I'm saying? He didn't win Instagram Live. What we know him with all this 5G, pinging towers, all this shit, we know what's going on. He know he could be caught at any moment. And he didn't win live. So he surrendered. He just not coming out with his hands up. And he got his message out there. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. You feel me? He went and popped this shit and he got his message out there. But he know that it's over with for him. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, where is Derrick Groves? You know what I'm saying? Where is he at? Antoine Massey already threw in the white flag. Okay, he not the leader. So it gotta be Derrick Groves, because Derrick Groves been quiet the whole time, can't find his ass, and he ain't said shit. That's what a leader would do. That's how leaders move. You know what I'm saying? Like he all the way in the cut. Again, Antoine Massey didn't already open his mouth and basically surrendered. You know what I'm saying? But Derrick Groves ain't heard nothing from him. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And this is another thing. Not only do they got one of the maintenance workers locked up, they got 3 other people, you know what I'm saying, that's locked up. that was helping out the inmates. You know what I'm saying? One of the people that helped out the inmates is Antoine Massey ex-girlfriend, which is what he's locked up for. You know what I'm saying? Antoine Massey locked up on rape, kidnapping, battery charge, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The Antoine Massey, he got some shit going on, and is behind this girl, and that's basically what he was saying on his Instagram live was when she was calling the police and reporting on me, she was lying because she was mad type shit. That's what he getting at. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it, but at the same time, bro, you can't break out of jail. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. You can't just break out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really was innocent, you would have stayed in jail. You would have hollered at your lawyer, told your lawyer, like, hey, look, I'm innocent. Do what you got to do. Get me off this case. You know what I'm saying? Get me back to the crib. You feel me? Come on, man. Like, you don't break out of jail, especially when you're innocent. You know what I'm saying? So he telling on himself. He letting it be known that he was bald, but this is bitch. So basically, he can have her say and do whatever. And he proving it with her helping him break out of jail. The same girl that got a rape, she got a rape charge on him, a kidnapping, battery charge, beating on them all, beating on her, all type of shit. They said one time when she called the hood and they showed up, Antoine snatched her hair out her head, her scalp was bleeding, it was blood on the wall, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He beat her ass, all type of shit. The police had proof of it. You know what I'm saying? And this same girl that got these charges on him got caught for helping him break out of jail. So now she a part of this whole case now. You know what I'm saying? When she the one that got him locked up. So basically he trying to plead his story like, you see, she locked up for helping me out. She been lying. That is basically what he pushing. You know what I'm saying? I want to improve my English, so I got to try to understand what you say. Hey, tap in. I teach you some English. You know what I'm saying? I teach you some Ebonics. You know, I teach you some politics, all that good shit. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. But back to dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, him and his girl got that love hate relationship type thing going on. And when she get mad at him, she called a hook. You know what I'm saying? But this where he fuck up at. Cause after you get out of jail, bro, why you go back to her? She got you booked. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you something about me. You call the police on me, it's over with. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I don't care how long we've been together, none of that. And I didn't prove that a few times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't been in them situations. I do not play that. A woman call a hook on me, we done. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? You call the police on me, we good. So for Antoine Massey being a man and know better than that, you know what I'm saying? He turn around, get out of jail, and go right back to her. So he bought business as well. Like, nigga, you guilty, and that's why you in jail, because you keep going back to her. Regardless if she lying or not, you keep going back to her. So you guilty of whatever she's saying about you. But evidently, Antoine Massey don't understand that. So that's why he got locked up, because she called the hook again and banged his ass. Yup, he raped me, he kidnapped me, he still beat my ass, giving me the raccoon eyes, and, all of that good shit. And guess what? The hook said, all right, we booking your ass this time. We tired of locking you up and playing with you. Oh yeah, let me throw this in there too about Antoine Massey. Do y'all know? I don't know per se if it was in between the girl calling the hook on him and all of that shit. I don't know if this is why he had got on tether a couple of years ago or whatnot, like 2 years ago or some shit like that. He was on tether. You know what I'm saying? Do you know this nigga cut the tether off while he was on it? He cut that bitch off. You know what I'm saying? And We would have never known nothing about this if he ain't escaped. But since he escaped and his face was put all on the internet, the damn bounty hunter that had him on the tether, you know what I'm saying? He spoke up because he like, I seen dog face, you know what I'm saying, all on the internet saying he escaped prison. So when he seen that, he stepped up to say, oh yeah, not only he escaped jail, but he cut his tether off too. He is a danger to the community. Go ahead, check all that out. Yeah, it's a lot of videos about this shit going on. And like I said, I didn't make videos talking about it. So y'all can go back and see all that, you know. But I just had to, put this on the live, to let y'all know, like, this shit ain't no game and they not playing with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it like this. They got a 50K bounty on their head right now. But if this shit supersede so long, guess what? That 50K gonna go to 100K. And if don't nobody say nothing when he get to 100K, they gonna raise it to 500K. Don't nobody say nothing at 500K, guess what? They gonna raise it to 1 million. They want them guys. You got to understand, this is the government. This is the United States versus defendant Antoine Massey and Derrick Groves. Two nobodies versus the whole fucking country. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do whatever it takes to get them boys. These is not no guys that just had got a warrant sent to them in the mail. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a warrant for your arrest. So when the cops see you, they gonna take you to jail. We'll get what you need. No, y'all been captured for a crime that you committed. Derrick Groves is in there on some murder charges. You know what I'm saying? Antoine Massey, rape, kidnapping, battery, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, beating bitches up, blah blah blah. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? Both of them in there on some strong ass allegations. And these the two guys that still left on the run. Now the other 8 guys, they had violent crimes too. But evidently they wasn't really about shit because ain't nobody talking about them. They caught that stead. It's these 2 guys that's on the run. Like I said, complete crash outs. You know what I'm saying? Antoine Massey, if you was innocent, why wouldn't you just sit in jail, wait till your court date, beat your case? You could beat that case with a court appointed. That was the word I was looking for. You could beat your case with a court appointed attorney if you are innocent, like you say you are. You know what I'm saying? So how is it that you couldn't go through that process if you're innocent? You've been in jail before because you've been on tether. You 9 times out of 10, you got to go to jail to get on the tether. You don't just get put on tether out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to prove that you a threat to society to be put on tether. You know what I'm saying? Meaning your ass had to go to jail at some point, somehow, some way. You know? So he nothing new to the jail system. You know what I'm saying? And he escaped jail. Now y'all seen at the beginning of that video how they got out. They got out behind that toilet. So this is why they told the maintenance man to cut the water off, because whatever they did, they figured this is how they can get out of jail. It's through that toilet. So they had to strip that toilet and they had to have that water cut off, because when they stripped that toilet, if the water was on, the pipe would just shoot all in their face. They get a fire hydrant full of water. You feel me? So they had to have that water turned off. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the maintenance man got caught up in this shit. You feel me? Because he the one that cut the water off. Because you got to have certain tools to cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? This prison, they don't make nothing handmade where a nigga can touch some shit and, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's why they have a maintenance man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, because he can touch something that can free people. And that's exactly what happened. And that's how they got free because the maintenance man let them out. And that's why the maintenance man is locked up right now on $1 million bond. He in there talking about they threatened him, talking about they was gonna shank him. If they was gonna shank you, why you ain't jump right off the tier and call one of the cops? You could have been like, "Hey, guard!" Soon as they said something about stabbing, you could have just hollered, "Hey, guards!" They would have came running straight through there. You feel me? And guess what? This is another thing. When you got any type of workers, outside workers, come in there and do any type of work in prison, guess what? The police be right behind them. You know what I'm saying? Like the police be like, yeah, they not about to let one of you inmates touch one of they civilians. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, then nobody not gonna want to work with the prison systems because they know when they come in there, they gonna get assaulted by the inmates. You know what I'm saying? So anybody on the outside is gonna cut ties with prisons because they know when they come in there, the damn inmates gonna assault them because the cops not gonna watch them. Who the fuck gonna have a contract with companies like that? You know what I'm saying? So the police be on the outside workers, like they be right next to them. And this guy was able to go behind the wall and cut the water off for the inmates. Why is the water being cut off? The only time the water need to be cut off is if you doing some fixing on them pipes. You know what I'm saying? Because something not right, the water not coming out right. Um, only the hot water working, only the cold water working. It got to be something going wrong with the water system. That's the only way that the water get cut off. You know what I'm saying? So that's a red flag in itself that the water got cut off. Like, why the fuck the water get cut off? Wasn't no water problems. So why did the water get cut off? Yeah, go to jail. And you got $1 million bond. You was just a civilian. Now you're an inmate because you help inmates escape prison. You didn't lost your job, all of that. You know what I'm saying? The system marking you as a cornball. You know what I'm saying? And you just not getting started with this case. You don't got $1 million. So you about to be in that bitch. Let's keep it a band. You a maintenance worker at a prison. You don't got $1 million for buying. That's why they set your bond at $1 million. So you don't get out. Since you want to help them, you can sit in here with them. And when you go to trial, you're gonna lose and you're gonna get time. So you went from being a maintenance worker at this prison, watching these guys every day suffer, be depressed, crying, sad, don't know what to do, losing their mind, growing up in this motherfucker. You watch this shit every day. You watching straight ass grown men turn into faggots. You damn near an inmate yourself, but you free. You able to see this from a free eye lens. Instead of being amongst them, you right outside watching them. You know what I'm saying? Now you went from that to being one of them. Now you an inmate. How you feel about that? How about that? How about that? You know what I'm saying? This is why you don't play with the system. The system is loyal to nobody. They turn on their own. You feel me? You know how many cops is in prison? And cops is the ones that bring the criminals in to jail. Do you know how many of them is sitting in prison right now? You know what I'm saying? The system ain't loyal to nobody. When you break the law, you go to jail. It's simple as that. It don't matter who you is. You go to jail. Even if you is innocent, your ass still go to jail. Now you got to prove your innocence from jail. See, the system play it to the world as you're innocent until proven guilty. If you was innocent until proven guilty, then why would you be in jail until you're free? Think about that. How about that? How about that? The truth and reality is you are guilty until proven innocent. That's why you go to jail and you stay in jail until you beat your case because you're guilty until proven innocent. But the system put it to the public as you're innocent until proven guilty. If that's the case, then everybody that catch a case, they will come right through the system. They get locked up, process booked, all this shit for that very moment, and then they get let right out the door. Wouldn't be no going to jail. The only people that go to jail and all that would be people that get found guilty after they didn't went to trial, went through their court dates and stuff like that. Them would be the only people that go to jail. Other than that, it wouldn't be no right off the rip. Yeah, take him to jail. He got to go through his court dates. All right, he not guilty. All right, now let him out 3 months later. Nah, it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that if innocent until proven guilty was a real thing. It's guilty until proven innocent. That's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And evidently, that's how they hit Antoine Massey. You are guilty until proven innocent. That's why they booked your ass. And somehow, some way, you escape jail. Oh yeah, the raindrops cool down a little bit. That's why I'm still going on my flow. I'm gonna keep it going, and I'm gonna get my whole point across. You know what I'm saying? To the fullest extent. But if it start raining, I'm booking on y'all. You feel me? Anyway, these damn mosquitoes out here and shit. I'm book on y'all ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, how about that? How about that? You feel me? Nah, like I was saying, you know, them niggas is crash outs, man. All of them. They all about to get some time. They all about to get cooked. They all done for. And they know that. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly why they escaped. Because they tried to get away from that. Prison is not a party like these niggas be making it seem. It's not. If it was, these 10 inmates out of Louisiana would not have escaped jail. They ain't even make it to prison and they already escaped. You escape when you get to prison. Niggas don't escape jail because you have a chance. You know what I'm saying? No matter how bad your case is, you have a chance. Now, after you go to trial or you accept your plea and all of that and you get sentenced and then they ship your ass to the big house, you know what I'm saying? Where you about to do your time at? After you got found guilty, after you got sentenced, then okay, all right, now it makes sense that you trying to escape because you've been through the whole process. You didn't went through everything. You're booked. You know that prison is your home for the next 15, 20 years, whatever they gave you. You know that you're done now. So it make more sense for you to escape from prison. But to escape from the county jail? Nah, man. I never understand that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how innocent you are. You never supposed to escape that. Because guess what? Just like you locked up today, your lawyer can come holler at you tomorrow morning and say, guess what? I combed through your file. I found out that you was innocent. They saying you free tomorrow morning. I put in a motion for you. You getting out tomorrow morning. Do you know how much that happened in jail? And not only that, when them guys get out, guess what? They could file for false imprisonment because they was innocent. And guess what happened? They filed a civil suit against the state for false imprisonment. And they get paid for it. Antoine Massey, if you was as innocent as you say you are, that's what you would have did. Nah. Mm-mm. You put a whole plan together in jail with 9 other inmates. You said, hey, look, we all got big ass violent crimes. We all about to get found guilty and we innocent. Let's go ahead and break up out of here. Let's get up out of here. How we gonna get out? Oh, I know a way. Woo, woo, woo. My people, they do this, they do that, they'll be on this, they'll be on that. I set all this shit up because I didn't been going to jail since I was young as hell. I've been bad as hell. I've been doing shit. Guess what? All nine of y'all know we all about to get found guilty. Why not try and break out and get free? You can go to Jamaica. I can go to Cuba. You can go to Asia. You can go to Japan. You can go to Australia. You know what I'm saying? We all can get the fuck away from here. This is behind the wall talk. This is prison talk that I'm giving y'all. You know what I'm saying? Even though what I'm saying, niggas didn't say this shit, but they didn't act on it. So while I was in prison doing time with crash outs, this was their conversations. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't act on it because they knew if they acted on it, they gonna get caught, they gonna get booked, they gonna have to do way more time than what they doing. But they had these thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's going on behind the wall. That's how I know that Antoine Massey and Derrick Rose, they are the leaders behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? They had it set up so that when the other eight guys was in on this and they orchestrated this whole play, is that at the end of the day, they was gonna be straight. They wasn't gonna make sure the other eight guys was straight. Man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all niggas on y'all own. You know, we gonna get out of here, but y'all on y'all own after that. And guess what? They all got left on their own. That's why all of them got caught. And these two guys still on the run. Because they the ones that had the plan. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Them boys had the plan. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they still free. And that's why three or four other people then got locked up for helping them out since then. How is it that people that wasn't on their case didn't get locked up with them? None of them. These people then got captured and they in custody right now. And the ones that actually did the crimes is free. How that work? You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta think, man, this shit a little deeper than what you think it is. Like the system don't play. That's why you do your time and you go home. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't it. Because if escaping was the thing, then your uncles, your daddies, your cousins, your brothers, your friends, everybody that you know that then went to prison did 10 plus years. Why you think they ain't escaped? Why you think they did they 10 plus years? Even anything under that. I'm just saying 10 plus because we know 10 plus is a lot of time. You feel me? So why is it that the ones that did a whole lot of time that's out now and smiling cheek to cheek, you know what I'm saying? They with everything, you know what I'm saying? They living life just like everybody. Why you think they didn't escape? You think they wasn't hip to the plan that Antoine Macy and Derrick Rose and the other eight guys had going on? You think they wasn't hip to that? Let me tell you something. I know how to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to, I done been in there so many times. I know the same shit. I know the same play, all of that. That's how I know that it was all an inside thing because an inmate you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? He gotta have help by a maintenance worker or something like that, custodial. You know what I'm saying? A cop. They call them deputies. Deputies in the county jail. When you get to prison, they call them correctional officers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have help behind one of them, a maintenance worker or somebody on custodial as an inmate yourself, you cannot shut that water off. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know they was bold. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, the maintenance man helped. And that's why he in there on $1 million bond. They ain't dumb. You know what I'm saying? They know that nigga helped them, even though he in there pleading that they basically extorted him. You know what I'm saying? To cut that water off. Type shit. You feel me? It's like, man, come on, man. That shit not gonna work, bro. That shit not gonna work. And that's exactly why his ass is locked up right now on $1 million bond. And guess what? They gonna cook him. And if you ask me, I think this case with all of them, all 10 of them escapees and all of the people that helped, in total, it's like 5 people that didn't help them as of now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling how many more people they might bring in. But as of now, they got about 5 people outside of the 10 inmates that escaped. They got about 5 of them that was in on this shit that helped them, that they have in custody right now. So this case about to get real deep. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened when you play with the system. You don't escape jail. They capture you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? They came and slapped them handcuffs on your ass for a reason. They brought you into custody for a reason. They put you in a cell for a reason. They processed you in their system for a reason. They booked you for a reason. They put you on that bunk for a reason. When they come do they count every hour and they count your head is for a reason. It's called head count. They do head count 3 to 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? So what make you think that you exempt from that? If you book, you have to do that. And Antoine Macy proved that he is guilty on this crime. So let me go ahead and wrap this up because it's raining. I don't know if y'all see it, but it's coming down. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and wrap this up. All 10 of them guys is cooked, and everybody that helped them, they is booked too. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened when you play with the system. The system come back and get your ass in the end. And to them two that's still out there, hey, y'all ducking, but y'all know what's up. Y'all ass up next, man. It's over with. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.